Hello, I'm Interweb Studios and today we ask Reddit what is their favorite conspiracy theory. I really enjoyed reading this thread, so let's keep it going by commenting your favorite conspiracy theory down below. Have fun reading mine. Since you are there, don't forget to like and subscribe. And most importantly, sit back and enjoy. The 10-year challenge on Facebook in 2019, which encouraged Facebook users to upload pictures from 2009 and a current one from 2019, was actually a front by programmers to gain data and examples to train facial recognition and age progression software. Yeah, that one I'll believe right away. Companies such as Facebook make their money from data. Pictures that further AI recognition? But, I copied and pasted that I don't consent to Facebook using any of my pictures. Facebook was actually started as a DARPA intelligence gathering project called Lifelog, which sought to do everything Facebook does now, pretty much. Oddly enough, Lifelog was shut down. Or was it? About 3 weeks before Facebook began. It was actually shut down the day before Facebook launched. That's crazy to read in 2022. And this conclusion, I am sure that such research will continue to be funded under some other title, wrote Karger in an email. I can't imagine DARPA dropping out of such a key research area. Sometimes these weird celebrity baby names are fake names to try and protect the child's privacy. Hannah Montana. Alexis Texas. I'll be right back. Who the hell would name their kid Ilberightback? Alberightback. Albert Ripeback. That the mark to fill up laundry detergent is purposefully higher than it should so you buy more. And to ruin your washer. Apparently, we all use way too much detergent, and it destroys your washing machine faster. Not to mention fabric softener, which is really bad for washers too. PSA: fabric softener ruins anything with elastic in it. Socks, underwear, bras, stretchy clothing. I haven't used fabric softener in years and my stuff lasts longer. I had been blaming my stretched out undergarments on weight gain, but in reality, this must be the truth. May the laundry gods bless you with years of well-paired socks. Women clothes lack pockets so the bag and purse industry can thrive. What's worse than lack of pockets? Fake pockets. I went to reach in my girl's pocket the other day and much to my surprise, her jeans had fake front pockets. Very confusing. The baby clothes I just received at my baby shower have bigger pockets than any of my clothes. My son, who isn't even born yet, has more pockets than me. Why does a baby need pockets? For like, pebbles. The Department of Transportation bought too many orange barrels and now they have nowhere to store them, so they just place them for miles along the highway. This one is so ducking stupid that I love it and hope it's real. I work for a state stockpile warehouse and that's easily possible. All it takes is a state official with stake in a company that produces orange barrels. Or unspent budget that will be lost if not spent. That Dave and Buster's are the same people as Barnes and Noble. Dave Barnes and Buster Noble. Their middle names? Ben and Jerry. Their dads? Mike and Ike. Their brothers? Penn and Teller. Their neighbors? Keenan and Kel. That we've had cars able to run off of alternate fuel sources for decades, but at every turn progress was stopped by oil and gas companies. Chrysler had the turbine car in the early 60s that would run off of anything that burned. Chevy was experimenting with electric cars with the Electrovair in the mid-60s, which had a range of 40 to 80 miles. GM had the EV1 in the 90s. We should be decades ahead of where we are now. I definitely agree with you. It's documented in chronological order, however they recalled and repossessed all the EV1s in the 90s. Insane documentary. What happened to the electric car? Anything involving the Denver airport. Secret military bunker. Meeting place for some secret cult. The meaning behind the murals, the gargoyle statue, Lucifer, etc. I live in Colorado, so I like this type of attention. That airport is unbelievably sketchy. Haven't been there in years, but the artwork was straight up concerning. Like what the duck art curator was like. Yeah, that one with the burning forest in the background and the group of people sacrificing a leopard to that deity. That's really goes along with the vibe I'm going for. You know what? I really love this one too. The masked man with the high-power rifle and Alibaba sword standing over terrified children is great. Really think it adds another dimension. It tells a story. These will go great in an airport. Like just the decision to have that art there is astounding and a conversation I wish I could have been a part of. But that's really just a small fraction of what makes that place some goddamn fascinating. Bigfoot is actually just naturally blurry. That's why there are no good photos. Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of Canada, is actually the son of Fidel Castro. First, Justin looks like a young Fidel, obviously, and nothing like Pierre Trudeau. And Pierre and Margaret Trudeau were rumored to be swingers. They were in Cuba in early 1971, around February or March, and Justin was born Christmas of that year, about 9 months later. Trudeau also has dark nipples. That's the clincher for me. Are you suggesting there was some infidelity? Sir, it's a shame I can't upvote this more than once. Favorite as in the one I find the funniest, most interesting is probably the Elvis still being alive ones. The guy was pumped with so many drugs during his career and didn't take care of his body. He lived the rock and roll lifestyle and paid the price. The true conspiracy against Stevia. The sugar lobbyists managed to get Stevia outlawed decades ago in the United States with false and negative press. Those laws were eventually trashed and the claims were proven to be bullshit. It's now legal. The Stevia plant is up to 100x sweeter than sugar, 0 calories, doesn't rot teeth, all natural, and lowers blood pressure. It could replace sugar in all soft drinks and make people healthier, but the sugar companies still have a huge hold on the market and they pay off politicians. My theory is that the US government confused Stevia with sativa, a breed of cannabis. Man, that's a conspiracy theory for sure. Tissue boxes make dust come out when you pull a tissue so that you sneeze more and use more tissues. The Titanic has a few good ones. There were conflicting accounts of how it fell apart in the ocean. How it was actually a whole different ship that went to sea than what the White Star Line company was originally planning it to be. My favorite conspiracy theory about the Titanic is that when the command, hard a starboard, was given, the helmsman, who started his career in sailing ships, turned right instead of left. Starboard, after all, means right. By the time the error was realized and the ship began to turn left, it was too late. The only crew members who knew about the initial error and survived kept it a secret throughout the inquest. The story only came to light in 2010 when the granddaughter of one of the crew members came forward to confess to what he'd told the family about what really happened. If the ship had turned left instead right to begin with, it easily would have avoided the iceberg. Wait, I don't comprehend this. So the person giving the command did not know their port from starboard? Tips for those who are uneducated. The front of a ship is the bow. The rear is the stern. The port is left and starboard is right. Left and port are both 4-letter words. Hard a starboard, on a ship like Titanic meant, go left. But the same command on a sailing ship means, go right. The NBA suspended Michael Jordan for 2 years for gambling and he went into professional baseball to fill the time. David Stern kept it in the down low. Yuri Gagarin wasn't the first man in space, he was just the first man to come back alive. Flat Earth. It takes a special kind of stupid to refuse to believe every shred of evidence, even experiments you can do on your own to prove it, and say, nah, it's flat. Every rational person in the world, and all the pilots, are lying. A few years ago, I had a sort of study hall class with kids who were on IEPs, special ed. They mostly have reading disabilities, but one kid had anxiety and just needed extra time on stuff. He was the sweetest, most agreeable kid. He never cussed, did his work, quiet, really just a great kid. Somehow, the class and I got talking about the flat earth movement. Kid looks up and says, "That's the stupidest ducking bullshit I ever heard and it's just wrong," puts his head back down, keeps working. It was magnificent. Jordan, I hope you're out there living your best life. The government has been in contact with aliens and are operating in the deep depths of the ocean and Antarctica. That's basically the plot of a very good shooter game called Perfect Dark, except replace Antarctica with the Pacific Ocean. Here I go again. This needs to be brought back to everyone's attention. The entire Jeffrey Epstein thing. I actually believe this one to be true. unlike the 9/11, QAnon, and other completely bullshit stories. As far as I can remember, QAnon was a 4chan prank. But the Epstein thing is so hard to not believe. My dad worked as a cop, and seen quite a few dead bodies. Those bruises are really weird. It would make sense if the makeshift rope would move up his throat as more weight was dragging him down, but the marking on the front of his throat are too thin for a noose made out of clothing. Hanging suicides have different bruises depending on what the instrument is, and this looks way too thin, almost like a wire. And he also had broken neck bones. There is no way he was going to be able to break his own ducking neck, and while it is possible to hang yourself while your feet are touching the ground, it would require a much bigger fall to break his neck. Plus, why the duck would the cameras not work in that exact moment? Why wasn't he under constant in-person supervision just in case, when they clearly knew that he could have possibly been a high-value target for some people? He got a good deal for the name list. And he just happens to kill himself right before he is supposed to give it in? Maxwell better have an armed guard on her at all times. I like the dead internet conspiracy. The TLDR is that most interaction on the internet is now just you talking to bots, being served by bots, reading shitty bot-written articles, and bots posting crappy questions on r/AskReddit, like this one. I think what makes the dead internet conspiracy theory fun is that it is at least partially true. It isn't to the extreme that the theory presents itself, and I don't think Google has some super secret AI, but a lot of content is certainly bullshit bots. All of the genealogy websites are a government-run program, and the real purpose is to have a database for solving crimes. They knew that there would be no way to have people willingly give over their DNA for that purpose, so they genealogy as the motivation for people to give up the goods. We also paid for it, so it's a double win for the government. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe and comment your favorite conspiracy theories. This thread was quite interesting, so I look forward to reading your comments down below. Until next time.